Bongbong Marcos, Legacy in Motion, Inside the Life, Wealth and Power of the Philippine President. Introduction. A Dynasty Restored. On June 30, 2022, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. assumed office as the 17th President of the Philippines. It was a moment loaded with symbolism. A controversial return to power for a family once overthrown by a historic revolution. To many, it marked redemption. To others, a dangerous repetition of a past never fully reconciled. But beyond the name and the nostalgia lies a compelling tale of a man born into power, forged through scandal, and revived through modern political strategy. This is the story of Bongbong Marcos, a legacy reborn. Privileged beginnings. Born into political royalty. Ferdinand Romualdez Marcos Jr. was born on September 13, 1957, into a family already synonymous with authority. His father, Ferdinand Marcos Sr., was a rising political titan destined for dictatorship, while his mother, Imelda Marcos, was a glamorous beauty queen whose love for luxury would later define the excesses of the regime. As a child, Bongbong lived inside Malacañang Palace, the seat of presidential power, a gilded existence filled with privileges far removed from the ordinary Filipino. Surrounded by bodyguards, dignitaries, and a wealth that seemed limitless, his early life unfolded like that of royalty. However, behind the grandeur was a country simmering with dissent under martial law. Education. Prestige tainted with dispute. Education played a central role in shaping Bongbong's elite image. He began his schooling at La Salle Green Hills in the Philippines before transferring to Worth School, an exclusive Benedictine-run boarding school in England. In 1975, he enrolled at Oxford University, pursuing philosophy, politics, and economics, PP. However, this chapter became controversial. While he claimed to have graduated, Oxford later clarified he only received a special diploma in social studies, not a full degree. The issue became a persistent blemish on his political profile. Later, he enrolled in the MBA program at the prestigious Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania. Yet again, he left before completion, returning to the Philippines in 1980 to serve as Ilocos Norte's vice governor, a role secured through his father's influence. From exile to influence, a political resurrection. The 1986 People Power Revolution ended 2 decades of Marcos rule. As millions took to the streets, the Marcos family fled to Hawaii in disgrace, accused of corruption and human rights abuses. Bongbong, then in his late 20s, experienced life in exile. Following his father's death in 1989, the family gradually returned to the Philippines. Bongbong wasted no time re-entering politics. He won a seat in Congress in 1992, representing Ilocos Norte, and later served as its governor from 1998 to 2007. His journey from disgrace to respectability was carefully crafted, leveraging the Marcos name in their home province, a stronghold of loyalists. In 2010, he entered the national spotlight as a senator. His tenure included involvement in infrastructure, health, and local government legislation. His 2016 run for vice president, though unsuccessful, cemented him as a viable national contender. That loss would become the fuel for an even bigger political ambition: presidency and the promise of unity. Running under the campaign slogan Unity, Marcos Jr. launched his presidential bid in 2022, teaming up with Sara Duterte, daughter of outgoing President Rodrigo Duterte. Backed by vast social media machinery and a loyal base, he swept the elections with over 31 million votes, a landslide rarely seen in Philippine history. His victory wasn't just political, it was symbolic. For the first time since 1986, a Marcos once again held the highest office. Critics labeled it historical amnesia. Supporters called it vindication. Personal life. The strategist behind the scenes. Behind the president stands his wife, Luis Liza Araneda Marcos, a savvy lawyer from the powerful Araneda family. Often described as Bongbong's closest advisor and most trusted political operator, Liza plays a vital role in shaping his public image and policy direction. They have 3 sons: Sandro Marcos, a political rising star, elected as Congressman of Ilocos Norte in 2022. Simon Marcos, a graduate of the London School of Economics, living a more private life. Vincent Marcos, known for his interest in music and production, he maintains a low profile. While their public image is carefully curated to appear grounded and family-centric, critics argue it conceals unresolved issues from the dictatorship era, including billions in alleged ill-gotten wealth. Net worth: a shadowed fortune. In 2021, Marcos Jr. declared a net worth of approximately 203.8 million Philippine peso, around $3.6 million USD. While modest compared to international billionaires, many believe this doesn't capture the full picture. Multiple international and Philippine court rulings have linked the Marcos family to an estimated $10 billion in ill-gotten wealth, much of which remains unaccounted for. Swiss bank accounts, offshore corporations, and shell properties have been subjects of global investigations, though many assets have either been forfeited, hidden, or remain legally entangled. The true extent of the Marcos fortune remains one of modern history's enduring mysteries. Real estate: homes fit for royalty. The Marcos family's taste in real estate is no secret. Among the most iconic is the Malacañang of the North in Ilocos Norte, a palatial home now turned museum showcasing their lavish lifestyle. Other properties reportedly linked to them include a luxury home in Forbes Park, Makati, villas and apartments in Rome, New York, and London, properties in California and Hawaii. While some have been seized by the government or returned, whispers persist of private holdings hidden behind corporate fronts. Bongbong and his family currently reside in La Vista subdivision in Quezon City, a neighborhood known for its affluent residents and tight security. Cars and collections: quietly luxurious. Although not ostentatious about his wealth, Bongbong has long been associated with a love for cars and collectibles. Over the years, the family has been seen with Range Rovers and Mercedes-Benz SUVs, BMWs and Lexus sedans, rare vintage vehicles, allegedly acquired during the Marcos Sr. era. As a younger man, Bongbong was a motorcycle enthusiast, often seen riding high-end bikes. Though less visible now, this taste for luxury continues behind closed gates. Leadership: technocrat or tactician, President Marcos Jr. has styled himself as a calm, diplomatic leader focused on modernization. He concurrently serves as Secretary of Agriculture, reflecting his aim to solve food security challenges. His administration has prioritized post-pandemic economic recovery, infrastructure and digitalization, strengthening foreign ties with the US, Japan, China, and the European Union. Still, controversies remain. Critics cite rising inflation, high rice prices, and indecisive disaster responses. Most notably, his refusal to address the abuses during his father's martial law era draws ongoing concern from human rights advocates. Legacy: between redemption and repetition, Bongbong Marcos's legacy is unfolding in real time. For loyalists, he symbolizes a return to greatness, a polished statesman erasing the shame of exile. For detractors, he is a symbol of political revisionism, benefiting from a society quick to forget. He has carefully avoided outright discussions of his father's darkest deeds, instead offering a narrative of national healing and forward-looking leadership. Whether this leads to meaningful progress or suppresses accountability remains to be seen. Conclusion: the man, the myth, the moment, Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. is more than just the son of a former president. He is a figure navigating the sharp contrasts of past and present, burdened by legacy, lifted by privilege, and propelled by ambition. His story reflects the Philippines itself, resilient, complicated, and deeply shaped by history. As the world watches his presidency unfold, one question persists. Will Bongbong Marcos redefine the Marcos name, or merely restore it? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the life of Bongbong Marcos, a figure of power, paradox, and political theater. What do you think his presidency means for the Philippines and the global stage? If you're fascinated by the lives of world leaders, celebrities, and powerhouses shaping modern history, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Global Icons Insider. Hit the bell icon so you never miss an inside look at the movers and shakers of our time. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed,